Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to crack open the foundational toolbox of JavaScript. If you've ever looked at a website or an app and just wondered, how does it do all that stuff? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's dive in.
So just think about it for a second. When you're online shopping and you add something to your cart, or, an app welcomes you by name, how does it actually remember that? It's not magic, I promise. It's all about having the right tools for the right job. And honestly, the best way to picture this is as a digital toolbox. Every little piece of information, your name, that shopping list, your personal settings, it all needs a specific kind of container to live in. So today, we're going to take a look at the most important tools inside JavaScript's toolbox. Okay, first up, we've got the object. I want you to imagine this one as a sturdy box. You can put a bunch of related things inside, but here's the cool part. Every single item gets its own unique label. So what's super important here is this idea of key-value pairs. The key, that's the label. And the value, that's the actual piece of info you're storing. This makes it so easy to find exactly what you're looking for. Instead of just digging around in the box, you just look for the label. Super efficient. And when you look at the code, it's actually pretty simple. See those curly braces, squiggle brackets? That's what creates our labeled box. Inside, we've made a label, or a key, called name, and we've given it the value ChiruCodes. We've basically just made a profile box and stuck a name tag on it. And then, when we ask the computer, hey, what's inside that profile box? This is what it spits out. It confirms we have an object, our labeled box, and it's holding the exact key value pair we put in there. It's simple, it's organized, and it is incredibly powerful. All right, let's grab the next tool from our kit. If an object is like a box with a bunch of labels, an array is more like a perfectly organized shelf or a checklist. Its whole purpose in life is to keep things in a very specific order. The key word here, you gotta remember, is ordered. Whatever you put in first, it stays first. Whatever you add last, stays last. It's just like a to-do list or, a line of people waiting to get into a concert. That sequence matters, and the array makes sure it's preserved perfectly. Now, in the code, the big giveaway for an array is the square brackets. Square brackets. Think of those as the container for our ordered list. So here, we've made a user list, and the very first user in that list is ChiruCodes. And yep, the output shows us exactly that structure. The square brackets tell us, hey, this is an array. And inside, we see our item sitting right there in the first spot. If we were to add more users, they just line up right after this one in the exact order we put them in. Okay, now for something a little different. We've got ways to organize our data, but how do we actually do stuff with it? Well, for that, we need a function. And the best way to think of a function is like a reusable recipe for a specific task. So the whole point here is reusability. Why write out the same steps over and over again? Instead of writing out the instructions to, say, add two numbers together every single time you need it, you just write the recipe once. Then you can call on that recipe by its name whenever you need it. It saves you so much work. Let's break down how this works. We've created a recipe, and we've called it calculate. This recipe needs two ingredients, which we're calling A and B. The only instruction in our recipe is to add A and B together and give back the result. Then, right at the end, we actually use our recipe, and we give it the ingredients 5 and 5. And there it is. The output is 10. Perfect. The function took our ingredients, it's followed the recipe to the letter, and it gave us the finished product. And the best part? We can now use that calculate recipe with any two numbers we want, anytime. So we have our boxes, our lists, and our recipes. And these are the big three, the tools you're going to be using pretty much all the time. But our toolbox also has a few specialty tools, the ones you only pull out for very specific jobs. Let's just take a quick peek at a couple of them. On one side, you've got the date object. It's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a built-in calendar and a clock, all rolled into one, for handling anything and everything related to time. Then, on the other side, you've got this thing called a symbol. Now, this one's a bit more abstract. Think of it like a machine that creates perfectly unique, one-of-a-kind labels. It's really useful in bigger, more complex programs where you absolutely have to make sure a label won't ever accidentally clash with another one. And really, this is the most important thing to take away from all this. You see, an object might hold a user's profile info. An array could hold their list of friends. And a function could be the recipe for sending a message to all of them. The real power isn't in any one of these tools by itself. It's in how you combine them to build something amazing. So there you have it. You've gotten a first look into JavaScript's toolbox. You've got the labeled box, the ordered list, and the reusable recipe. You've seen the basic building blocks. The only real question left is, what are you going to build with them? Thanks for watching.